In the quiet town of Eldamere lived a man named Nathan Cole. Like many of us, Nathan was a master procrastinator. His life was a collection of tomorrows. He had a dream, a passion for painting. Canvases sat empty in his attic, brushes were still stiff in their packaging, and tubes of paint remained sealed. He'd often say, "I'll start painting tomorrow, when the light is just right." But of course, tomorrow never seemed to come. Eldamere itself was a town that seemed to move at its own pace, slow and unhurried. The old clock tower in the town square had hands that were often stuck, a perfect metaphor for Nathan's life. He worked a mundane job, one that paid the bills but fed no part of his soul. He'd scroll through his phone, watch hours of television, and fill his days with trivial tasks, always pushing his true calling to the side. "There's always more time," he'd tell himself, a comforting lie that became his daily mantra. His father, a kind man with a gentle smile and stories etched into the lines on his face, would often visit. He'd look at the untouched canvases and say, "Nathan, my boy, those paintings won't paint themselves." He'd invite Nathan to go fishing or to simply sit on the porch and talk, but Nathan was always too busy with something that, in hindsight, meant nothing at all. "Next week, Dad, I promise," he'd say as his father left with a slightly disappointed but ever-loving nod. The promise of next week stretched into months, then years. One crisp autumn afternoon, the phone rang. It was a call that shattered Nathan's comfortable bubble of procrastination. His father had collapsed. The diagnosis was sudden and serious. Standing in the sterile white hospital corridor, the ticking of the wall clock sounded like a hammer, each tick a moment, lost forever. The doctor's words were a blur, but one phrase cut through the haze. "We don't know how much time he has left." Time, the very thing Nathan had treated like an infinite resource, was suddenly revealed for what it truly was: precious, finite, and slipping through his fingers like sand. He rushed to his father's bedside. The man who had always seemed so strong now looked fragile, his vibrant energy dimmed. Looking at his father, Nathan felt a wave of regret, so powerful it nearly knocked him over. He thought of all the fishing trips he'd missed, the conversations he'd postponed, the next weeks that would never come. That night, Nathan didn't go home to his television or his phone. He went straight to the attic. In the dim light, he unwrapped a canvas, squeezed a dollop of deep blue paint onto his palette, and with a trembling hand, he made his first stroke. He wasn't waiting for perfect light anymore. He was painting in the darkness, fueled by a desperate urgency. He painted his father's smile, the glint in his eyes as he told a familiar story, the strength in his hands. Every day after that became a race against the clock, but in a different way. It wasn't a race to finish chores, but a race to truly live. He'd spend his mornings at the hospital, reading to his father, sharing memories, and showing him sketches of his work. His father's eyes would light up, a weak but genuine smile gracing his lips. For the first time, Nathan wasn't just talking about his dreams. He was living them, sharing them. The afternoons were for painting. His attic transformed from a storage space for forgotten dreams into a vibrant studio. He painted the cobblestone streets of Eldamir, the way the morning sun hit the old clock tower, which he now saw not as broken, but as a reminder to seize the present. He painted the faces of the townspeople, each one telling a story. His art was filled with an emotion and a depth it never would have had before, because now he understood what he was painting for. He was painting to capture the moments he'd almost let slip away. As his father's health declined, Nathan's art flourished. It was a strange, bittersweet dance. With each new piece, he felt a surge of creation, but it was always tinged with the sorrow of impending loss. He worked tirelessly, pouring his love, his regret, and his newfound appreciation for life onto each canvas. His father passed away on a quiet spring morning. In his final moments, he held Nathan's hand, looked at the finished portrait of himself hanging on the hospital wall, and whispered, "I'm so proud of you, my boy. You finally started." The grief was immense, but it wasn't hollow. It was filled with the memory of the time they had finally shared, the connection they had rediscovered. His father's parting words were not an ending, but a command. Keep going. And Nathan did. He took his collection of paintings, the portraits, the landscapes, the story of his awakening, and approached the small gallery in Eldamir. The owner, a woman named Clara, who had known Nathan his whole life, was stunned. She saw not just talent, but a soul laid bare on canvas. She immediately offered him his first exhibition. The opening night was a testament to his journey. The gallery was packed. The people of Eldamir saw their town, their lives, and themselves reflected in Nathan's art. But more than that, they saw a story of transformation. They saw what happens when someone stops saying tomorrow and starts embracing today. Nathan stood in the middle of the room, surrounded by his creations. He looked at the painting of his father, the one with the gentle smile and knowing eyes. He realized his father hadn't just given him life, he had given him the most important lesson of all. Time isn't something you get back. It's not a renewable resource. It's the currency of our lives, and we choose how to spend it. We can hoard it with excuses and delays, or we can invest it in our passions, in our relationships, in the moments that truly make us feel alive. Nathan Cole, the procrastinator from Eldamir, had finally learned to paint, but more importantly, he had learned to live. His story is a powerful reminder to all of us. Don't wait for the perfect light. Don't put off your dreams for a tomorrow that isn't guaranteed. Pick up your brush, whatever that may be, and start painting your life right now. Thank you so much for watching. If this story resonated with you, please consider liking the video and subscribing for more content that inspires us to live more fully. We'll see you in the next one.